I want to bring in Democratic Senator Andy Kim of New Jersey. He was just inside that Senate hearing with immigration officials. It's really good to have you here, Senator. And I wonder about something you said during that hearing, that despite the surge ending, the damage has been done, because that is what we have been talking about. So let me ask you specifically what your concerns are moving forward.
Well, first, what we heard was strong bipartisan concern, including from Chairman Rand Paul, about what is happening and what has happened in Minnesota and the lawlessness that is there. We heard from the Minnesota Attorney General. I asked him about the numbers, and he said over 3,000 federal agents were there. And when you put it into perspective, we have that is over twice the number of Minnesota State Police, Minneapolis Police, St. Paul Police combined. So, this was an occupation of an American state, of an American city. And going forward, that damage has been done, regardless of what Tom Homan announced today. When this administration, and I asked this directly to the ICE head of ICE, they are still pushing forward without an actual independent investigation, without an independent investigation that is going into this and going to have what we need for accountability. Minnesota is not going to be able to move on. The American people are not going to be able to move on. Instead, we're just going to have what we've seen already, which is basically a cover-up about the killing of Renee Good and Alex Pretty.
Do you see a path to holding any officers accountable for what happened there?
Well, that's exactly what is needed. But again, in this hearing today, we just saw over and over again the leaders of CBP and ICE talking about how their hands are off this, that this is going to be something run by Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. I don't think any American has confidence in Kash Patel and Pam Bondi doing something that is independent and objective that would hold this administration to account.
I also want to ask you about the big DHS funding deadline that's approaching tomorrow. ICE and border security operations, of course, are at the heart of the fight. If there is a shutdown, it won't have as much of an impact on those agencies as it will maybe on the Coast Guard, FEMA, TSA. And a lot of people are questioning, how do you square that since ICE has so much money from what Donald Trump called the big, beautiful bill? Where do you see this going, Senator?
Well, where it needs to go is to address the concerns of the American people. I've heard that. I did a town hall for my state, and I heard across the board, across the political spectrum, concerns about what ICE and CBP have been doing. And in this hearing, again, I asked the head of ICE directly, are you going to just move this surge to some other state, some other city? Will you promise never to use this surge tactic again? And he refused to. He is somebody that's saying that is still something that they will consider. So we need to demand an end to this. We need to demand accountability. And yes, we're trying to weigh the challenges that are there, but that's on this White House to be able to show that they are hearing the American people loud and clear. And if they are not, we cannot proceed with funding this type of lawlessness. And that is something, again, that I heard bipartisan concerns about the lawlessness of ICE. And that is something that needs to be stood up against.
Let's also talk about the concerns about American people paying the price for standing up to this, because your state is launching an online portal for people to upload videos of ICE interactions. But a DHS spokesperson told Fox News that, quote, this looks like obstruction of justice and encourages violence against officers. Are you concerned of retaliation, including legal action against your constituents if they simply record and upload videos?
Well, again, we've seen this over and over again, this administration taking steps to minimize and absolutely denigrate the rights of so many Americans, including the right for free speech. We saw and went through the video of the killing of Alex Pretty with only a phone in hand recording what he had seen, and that was premise enough for him to be taken to the ground and killed. So, yes, we see this administration absolutely lashing out against the rights of Americans, the ability for us to be able to have expression, but also to be able to film and be able to protect ourselves. So that's something that I'll stand with the people and stand with their rights in New Jersey and around this country.
Senator Andy Kim, thank you.